Hello, my name is Jocelyn Bowling-Dixon, Director of the Newark Public Library. It is my honor to welcome the Stand and Deliver program in the Newark Public Library for the 21st Annual Night of Eloquence. Our young adults remind us of the power of words to inspire and move people to action. As a former children's librarian and teen librarian, I'm always really excited to have young people in our space. The messages from tonight's student presenters fill our hearts and minds with hope, clarity, and a vision for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you for being here.
Steve Adebato here, but more importantly, welcome to the 21st Annual Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence Award Ceremony. Hey, here's the thing. We're virtual. I know that. We would love to be together. We usually do this at Nanina's in the park with several hundred people coming together to celebrate the finest, the best, and the brightest, the leaders of tomorrow on our Stand and Deliver Youth Development, Leadership Development, Communication Program. And to help me through this virtual event, got to bring the energy. You got two superstars. Listen, you may have seen them on the red carpet at the Oscars, but we have them here tonight. We got Mary Gamba, Director of Development of the Stand and Deliver program, and the Tony Richardson, our Project Director at Stand and Deliver. Tony, how you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Glad to be here and glad that this is taking place this year.
Yeah, Mary, we're not letting this pandemic stop us from having this event. By the way, Mary, put in context, what is this event every year and why is it so important, especially for the young men and women, disproportionately from Newark, but not only from Newark?
Correct. Yeah. And welcome, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. And this is just our 21st. I say just, we have been doing this now for over 2 decades. And we usually are in person at Nanina's in the park, as Steve had said. And it's just a culmination of our program. We launch our program in January. The participants attend weekly workshops where they learn everything from communication and leadership skills. And then we have an All-Stars event where the students come together, they perform, they give presentations, they read poems, and it's all around the theme, Be the Change. So tonight we have the opportunity to see many of those performances and truly just celebrate those students. And again, even though we would love to be with all of you in person, we are very thrilled to celebrate you here virtually.
You got him. And Tony, before we introduce the first two performers, Stand and Deliver performers, I want to put you on the spot. The thing that the greatest satisfaction you have had being a leader in this program for so many years and being an educator, being someone who cares so much about kids, particularly in urban areas, what's the greatest satisfaction for you when you see these young men and women?
Oh, goodness. The greatest satisfaction, I think, is with the students who have basically accepted the challenge and put 1,000% into the presentations that they make at the All-Stars. We don't like to call it competition, but competition. And you do everything that they can to really be here to be with Stand and Deliver every year with the hopes and taking on the challenge of being where some of them are this evening actually performing. But Steve, I think it's really important, especially this year, to just give accolades to the workshop leaders and the site coordinators for Stand and Deliver at all of our sites, in the schools, in the Boys and Girls Clubs and other organizations, because this year was like no other. And somehow, despite all of the challenges, they were able to pull together groups of students who wanted to participate in Stand and Deliver, and they all delivered. Over 25 sites delivered students in workshops every week, and in all of the other things that we asked them to do, scholarship applications and preparing for this. So special accolades to them, especially this year.
And speaking of accolades, I may have founded this program 21 years ago, but if it were not for Tony Richardson and Mary Gamba, there would be no program. They are the heart and soul of the program. And the other piece of this, the thing that you really have tuned in for this terrific 21st Annual Night of Eloquence, Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence event, are the performers, these students. Trust me, what you're about to see, this is not where they started. They practiced, they struggled, they got feedback, they got coached, they tried again, and here's the final product. Stand and Deliver, our first two performers.
Hello everyone, my name is Mercy Wah. I'm a senior at University High School, and today I'll be performing a piece entitled TikTok, written by me and my best friend, Kwanya White. You were just huddled comfortably in a ball for 9 months, but all of a sudden there's a struggle, a pull, a tug, a twist and a turn, and you're finally out. You're handed to this woman who looks so proud. Tick tock, tick tock, the time just moves. You soon realize that this woman has become a part of your everyday life, and you practically control her. You cry, she's there. You poop, she's there. You go to sleep, and she's still there. Tick tock, the time just moves. By now, your limbs are a little longer, and you learn that this strange woman is your mother, only this time you don't control her. She controls you. She wants the remote, it's on you. She wants her house clean, it's on you. And if she wants you to shut up, you best believe it's on you. Tick tock, the time just moves. By now, you're in school. At school, you've learned, well, that's the thing. What have you learned? Let me see if I can remember. They taught you how to factor out X. These days are SAT prep. Here are your 4 core subjects, and oh yeah, guys, don't forget to stay away from sex. These 4 things are sure to lead you to success, they say. So you listen. For the next 4 years, you slave your way through high school, 4 AP classes, 40 hours spent on extracurricular activities, community service, and you manage to seal in a GPA of a 4.3. What now? Tick tock, the time just moves. On TikTok, it's midnight. It's almost midnight. You're on your bed filling out college applications for your top schools. Your mind is perplexed by what these Ivies look for in their applicant pools, but out of all, you really hope that Harvard approves. You hope that you don't feel like a fool, that all those hours spent on extracurriculars weren't for show or for some random admissions officer named Sarah. Tick tock, the time just moves. It's December 17th at 7:22 p.m. Your decision for Harvard, it's in. You open your portal, your body turns cold, your face turns purple, and your hope no longer sparkles. Tears aren't your only company that night. TikTok is. Not time, actually TikTok, the app. The anxiety that once rushed to your ears suddenly comes to a stop when you see a large man on a small screen talking about all this stress we adopt, floating on a planet in this universal backdrop. Tick tock, the time just moves. On TikTok, a concept flowering in your mind, these man-made ideas we invent about time. Some are spent glued to an SAT book, crying and crying about how you've been in so much pain, you've been blind to the bigger picture you still have yet to find. Tick tock, the time keeps moving. On TikTok, 17, about to venture on a life belonging only to you, college, anxiety, more studying to pour into, when the real question is, why? Where is the meaning in this trapped life you want to pursue? Tick tock, the time is still moving. On TikTok, a planet floating in space, daring to be itself. Here I am, not daring to be myself. Tick tock, the time will always move. Will you? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Isosa Natawanta. I'm an 8th grader in the Robert Treat Academy Jackie Robinson campus. Today I'll be performing an original piece called Break the Cage. Do you remember how happy and innocent you felt when you were younger? All you can think about was playing or what you were going to eat for lunch and dinner. You felt like you can conquer anything. Your dreams had no limits. You couldn't wait to grow up to do whatever your heart so desired. Well, I don't know how to tell you this in a sweet way, but the world doesn't sugarcoat things, and neither should I. I'm sorry, poor child, but reality just doesn't seem to work that way. I'm sorry, young boys and girls, but the world is different from what you imagined, and I am truly sorry no one told you this when you were younger, but society found a way to stop you from being what you want to be. I would like to introduce you to what they call the cage. The cage is a product designed by society as a reminder of one's limits. Feeling trapped by any chance? Sorry if it's a little tight. Life isn't always pleasant. What are the cage's features? I'm glad you asked. We made the cage feel very comfy, but it's definitely not comfortable. It helps people normalize discrimination and inequality. It helps people forget how amazing they are and what they're truly worth. Another feature is the tight lock we put on all cages. It makes the mind think to give up before trying or settle for things they can overachieve. I know it doesn't sound fair. That's because it isn't. We justify it by saying life isn't always fair, even though it should be. Now that leads to the question, why isn't life always fair? I believe that society would rather belittle its people than do the one thing it's afraid of, change. We stick to this cruel and unjust system and watch our people, our citizens, suffer at the hands of our rash decisions. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. We can just speak up for the people who are in deep, deep pain. I will shout for all the African Americans who live in constant fear, not knowing what people may do to them because of their complexion. I will speak up for all the hardworking women who have forgotten their worth and their talents because all those words you strike at them. And I will roar for all the people who get judged for loving, doing, and being what they love. I will yell and howl until people hear me and acknowledge that we are suffocating and hurting. My voice shall become a chorus of all the suffering people as we yell that we are humans too. And maybe then will America hear our voices, shattered and broken, and may take notice of the freedom we have been longing for, that our ancestors have been longing for, that everyone has been longing for. And we will finally break the cage. Thank you.
So there you have it, our first performers of our Stand and Deliver virtual Night of Eloquence. Let me ask you, Mary, the challenges, and I asked Tony as well, the challenges of teaching and coaching public presentation remotely. Not easy.
It is not easy. And just, I am in awe of the students. Tony and I have been stopping in virtually into each and every one of our workshops over the past couple of weeks, and just seeing the level of engagement and the passion and the commitment and just the overall energy that not only our workshop leaders, but also the students are bringing to their individual workshops is truly inspirational.
And Tony, challenging again for our coaches and our teachers, but keeping these young people motivated, not easy either.
It's not easy. So many challenges this year, from internet connectivity to devices, to Zoom burnout,
whatever,
Zoom fatigue, all of that, but still, I think that there is also a desire to be involved in extracurricular activities and to learn more and to do things that are creative and exploratory. So even though there were a lot of challenges, Stand and Deliver offers something really different that attracted the young people, no matter what the other circumstances were.
And boy, do they express themselves. And in that spirit, the next group of talented, passionate leaders in the Stand and Deliver program.
Good evening. My name is Jonae Marcelin, a freshman at St. Vincent's Academy. Today, I will be presenting my original piece called A Child's Misery. Do you know how it feels to lose your family in an instant? Oh, you don't? Well, many children were forced to stay distant. Imagine being snatched from your family because they aren't legal enough to live in the home of the brave and the land of the free. But why? Why should a child be punished to a certain degree? Why should they be paying consequences just to pay more expenses? I don't know what's worse. Seeing your parents leave, never knowing if you'll see them again, or living in a world where you're pretty much uncertain. Put in foster care with a whole bunch of people who are so unfamiliar. But chances are, you'll find a new brother or sister who knows what you are going through, but still fears they won't be able to afford a single shoe. We all understand the problem with moving from country to country illegally, but does it have to be their reality? There are children who had no say in their parents' decision. Did it really have to turn into a collision? Question. Are you comfortable with this? Ashamed? Well, you took part in it, so you're kinda to blame. You could have let them go with their parents instead of having them worry about their disappearance. I know it isn't talked too much about anymore, but it isn't something they can just simply ignore. Still seeing the tears fall down their innocent faces. You could have done something. You could have prevented this. Instead, you left a child in misery. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mitchell Elusanmi. I'm a sophomore at Barringer High School, and I'll be performing Knees on Our Necks by Amaya Burke. I can't breathe. can't breathe. His knees on his neck. We all watch as his life slips away from him. 8 minutes of horror, another life to mourn. Officers fired. Okay, but that's not enough for us. They're protecting these murderers. We're tired of having the same results. We're tired of having to beg for our lives. I am tired of having to see my brothers and sisters die. They're supposed to protect and serve, but all they do is kill. Well, don't resist. Just stay calm. Just comply. No matter what we do, we're a target. Our skin will still be seen as a threat. Their knees will still be on our necks. My people are tired and numb. Rioting won't help anyway. Looting won't bring him back. They don't understand that our numbness has turned into rage. Our rage keeps us going. Our rage set a city on fire. And together, we'll watch it burn. We'll have our knees on their necks. Like MLK said, riots are the voices of the unheard. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Clarence Villar. I'm a senior at Arts High School, and I will be performing an original poem titled Note to Self. Little girl, why do you cry? Why do you taint yourself with tears in your eyes? Do you know that you will love all that you despise? Do you know that your innocence, along with all your hopes, will come to die? Clipped wings, a broken soul, a desperate mind you come to hold, a precious flower that thirsted too much, regrets on regrets that keep you from rest, a broken heart with torn aspirations, a deep pain beyond your imagination. A bird will fly, but lose sight of its path. A dog will bark, but have no purpose nor task. Insomnia and depression, they soon lie ahead. There will be nights that you wished you were dead. But I don't mean for this to cause you any fear, for these are the warnings I needed to hear. However, don't fret, good days will appear. After destruction, peace will be near. The storm will end and the skies will smile with joy. But you know the saying, when it rains, it pours. Trials of despair. But worry not, little girl, you'll feel the love in the air. You find the beauty in yourself and beauty in others. The world will look so new, filled with so many colors. The sun was asleep for a while, but it's finally awakened. Even till this day, there is more to be taken. One last tip, one last advice before I go, is to love yourself more than anybody else ever could, because that is the best prescription that will most benefit your health. So please, I pray that you read this. Note to self. Thank you.
You know, it's interesting with the Stand and Deliver program. We did start this 21 years ago, and Mary helped me on the facts. By the way, Tony joined us. Tony, do you even remember what year you joined us?
No, it wasn't in the very beginning, but it was
pretty darn close.
It was
I
close
know
to the beginning.
we were in our old office, Steve, 2 offices ago. So that's how I always gauge time. It's like my office timeline. So I can guarantee that it was probably around 2001 or so, I would say, or 2002 that Tony joined us.
And we started in 1999. We only had 65 participants, right? And Mary, put it into context. put in context where we are now, how many workshops, how many students? Go ahead.
Sure. So we have, as Tony said, we have 25 workshop locations. We've expanded. We are in all of the Newark Public High Schools. We are also in the Boys and Girls Clubs of Union County, and the list goes on. And we have almost 400 students. Every year, we're between 350 and 450 students. So it's just really great to watch the program evolve, watch the students evolve. And it's also been really fun. We've had some of the students come back to either intern or volunteer with the workshop. So it's just been really fun to watch the evolution of the program.
Hey, Tony, we're about to see a retrospective. I don't even want to call it the best of, but there's some pretty powerful performances and presentations. And it's going to bring back a lot of memories for Mary, for Tony, myself, and everyone tied to this great program. Let's take a look back. I'll get it out. I'm talking about communication. I just screwed it up. Let's take a look back at Stand and Deliver. My name is Steve Adubato, and I'm the proud founder and president of the Stand and Deliver program. It is my honor to be a part of such a special night, such an extraordinary program with 550 of the most talented, committed, overachieving young men and women from urban communities from across the state.
Without Stand and Deliver, I don't think that I would have had the strength and the confidence to deliver such a message to a group of people that I'd never met before.
I am so inspired by the talent that I saw here this evening, the capabilities of the students that were here, and proud.
It's a great night for the young people, and for the young people to be the center of attention and not to be watching a bunch of adults do things. It's special.
Before my superpowers, I was a nerdy chemistry kid who wanted to contribute to the world, but didn't know how. All I needed was the right tool to help step out the shell I had made for myself throughout the years. Look at me now. I'm wearing nylon tights with the real superhero.
Who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?
If I can tell you one thing about my journey, the idea that I could give of my life, the service to my community, makes me who I am.
What I think is needed right now is a group of young people who are armed with an understanding of the times in which we live, who can be critical of those times, but who can also fashion solutions to the challenging times in which we live.
Now, our group name is Meta. Now, meta in Spanish means go. And it's also the English prefix to the word metamorphosis, meaning change, something we all need to do in order to become the change.
The truth is that we are here for a reason, that no one has hit this planet at this time, at this point in the trajectory of the history of the world by coincidence.
She now tells her story, hoping those who have faced the same and have endured solitude will hear her and finally know that they are not alone, that they will overcome whatever they're facing, and they will be some of the most amazing people in this world.
I mean, just think about it. Those are just a few video clips that put things in perspective. And Tony, let me ask you this. You saw some of the annual awardees for the Dr. Martin Luther King Leadership Award, and we've had so many, Senator Cory Booker, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, so many folks. What do you think it's like for these younger people, they're not kids, they're younger people, to see these extraordinary leaders who are disproportionately African-American and Latino, who've accomplished great things and are leaders in the spirit of Dr. King? What do you think it means to them?
It means a lot. I mean, there are no real words to talk about what it means for young people to see leaders who not only look like them, but who come from similar backgrounds, who come from the same neighborhoods for the most part. You know, you don't bring in people, you know, you don't fly people in from everywhere to talk to our young people, you know, and Stand and Deliver. You know, we have basically called upon, for the most part, people who have grown up and come from our communities. And I think that that means a lot. I look at one of our workshops this year is at Lead Charter School, and that group of young people are a little, some of them are a little older than most of our high school students, but they've come back to school to really and made a conscious decision to improve their lives. And when they see people like that, it is just extremely inspirational to them.
It's awesome. And by the way, in that spirit, Mary, there's an old classic expression in the not-for-profit business, and this is a not-for-profit initiative. It's a no money, no mission. And in that spirit, we need to thank all the folks who contributed to, Mary, it's not an ad journal. What are we calling it?
Well, this year it is an electronic ad journal. So Thank you all so much. So it is. And I know there's not a much better name for it, but the spirit of it is still there. It's just so wonderful to have your support. And thank you so much for supporting the program. And if you're watching this and you would love to contribute to the program, you can go to our website at steveadubato.org. And there'll be a link right there where you can make a contribution. And just thank you so much for that.
But by the way, we'll put up the website there. And Mary, let's thank over the 21 years, some of the incredible sponsors of this Stand and Deliver program, please.
Yeah, definitely happy to do so. So we have the Newark Board of Education, the North Ward Center, PSEG Foundation, and we have TD Charitable Foundation and RWJ Barnabas Health. Thank you so much for supporting this program for so many years. Without your support, this would not be possible.
And we'll talk about the Stand and Deliver scholarships just a little bit later, Tony and Mary, okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Let's do that. But right now, you wonder, what do these dollars go to beyond the scholarships? They go to supporting a program that helps young people be the best versions of themselves, you know, whatever's possible for them. Look, we're helping them to gain communication skills, leadership skills, skills of responsibility, practice, persistence, receiving feedback without being defensive. I wish more adults could do that. So in that spirit, the next round of excellent Stand and Deliver performers.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Fernndez. I am a junior at Technology High School, and today I'll be performing an original piece called The Power of Words. Have you ever heard the saying that actions speak louder than words? Now, imagine you're in a movie theater. You're with your friends, you're having fun, you're eating popcorn, you're watching the latest movie release. And then, all of a sudden, someone yells, "Fire, fire!" What would be your reaction? Why would you react this way? Do you know what the person said is true? What if they were lying? But how would you know? Although many say that actions speak louder than words, I beg to differ. Words are more powerful than action. Words can create division just like we've seen for the past 4 years. Words can provoke harmful actions. An example, the January 6th insurrection. After Trump gave his speech, thousands of rioters marched to Capitol Hill and broke inside. In his speech, he spoke about how the election was rigged in favor of Joe Biden, that ballot boxes were stuffed with false ballots, that the 2020 election was the most fraudulent election in history, that he was the actual winner. Trump's own words provoked an insurrection. Words can lead to thoughts, and those thoughts can lead to actions. And those actions can affect our mental health, they can affect our mindset, they can affect our perspective, and they can create division between people. So, in order to create change, we have to listen to one another, and we have to be mindful of our own words. Words can create dangerous events. Words can create division between people. Words can lead to wrongful consequences. But ultimately, words are the one thing that can bring us back together to a place in which we can understand each other. Why? Because words are more powerful than actions. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Oceana Mendoza. I am a junior at St. Vincent Academy, and today I will be performing an original piece called No Justice, No Peace. My melanated skin shines so bright in the sunlight. My milk chocolate skin, gorgeous throughout the day and lovely throughout the night. My beautiful brown complexion, my kinky hair and its roots, I shower it with affection. But when you see it, your first reaction is to shoot. It pains me that we have to tell our young Black kings and queens, when the police stop you, make sure your hands are always seen. Raise them high at all times. Do not raise your voice nor fight. They will be rude sometimes, but you must remain polite. And we constantly wonder why our names become hashtags on the internet. Because in their eyes, we're the bad guys. Our skin makes us a threat. We abide by their rules and do what they say, yet they always resort to force. They take our lives one by one without an ounce of remorse. I'm sorry, young Black girl, that your parents have to weep. In their eyes, you're always dangerous, even when you are asleep. I'm sorry, young Black boy, that you can't have your fun, because no matter what you hold, in their eyes, it's always a gun. I'm so sorry, young Black girl, that you experienced your last day. Even though you called them for help, they decided to take your life away. I'm sorry, young Black children, that you have a fear of your life being taken away from you when a police officer is near. So for the immoral monsters, better known as the police, until you stop killing my melanated brothers and sisters, no justice, no peace. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Esther Ojo, and I'm a sophomore at Technology High School. Today, I will be performing an original piece called The Beauty of a Fallen Country. Chinua Achebe once said, "Being a Nigerian is both absolutely frustrating and unbelievably exciting. Should I start with the jollof rice and the music? Or should I just focus on the corrupt leaders and the developing civil war? The giant of Africa, or so they say. Is Nigeria really the giant if Nigerians are being massacred in their own Independence Month? Are we still considered the giant of Africa if we can't solve issues without shedding innocent blood? Are we really as great as they say if our leaders keep failing us decade after decade? Fire, lights out, cameras off, soldiers out. Kill everyone you see, including peaceful Nigerians," were the words of our very own leader, who is supposedly a protector. What does Nigeria really come to if the daughter of a politician has over 60 billion in her account, while 55% of Nigerians barely have 6,000 after wasting their days in hard labor? Greedy, selfish, corrupt murderers, and who we have as leaders. People who watered the motherland with the blood of its children. Oh, Nigeria, we hail thee. A country where innocent people get killed for fighting to stop killings. A country where people die while singing the national anthem. A country where peace and unity should reign, but quite the opposite happens. A country where the leader stood in the audience and watched as lives of innocent youth got wasted on the streets. However, their death will not be in vain, as we will keep pushing and fighting away the pain, till we eradicate all enemies of peace, and end SAS shall be our pride and not our shame. They promise to protect the young, but are killing them young. How convenient, how ironic, how unfortunate. But it is time to fight against this injustice, as silence is violence. The battle line is now drawn, for we will not end till our voices are heard. And police brutality, and oppression, and SAS, and peace shall reign. Thank you.
I mean, you get a sense of not only how talented these young people are, but when you talk about be the change for what? Be the change for improvement of lives of young people who are often struggling in urban communities, improving police-minority relations, improving the environment, just improving the education system. Be the change. Instead of looking for someone else, what will you do? That's what these young people are. So Mary and Tony, in that spirit, there's a scholarship application. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but Mary and Tony, what did we ask students to do, the students who are ultimately going to win these scholarships so they can go on to college, help them pay for college, which comes from the Ad Journal and the support of the program? Go ahead, Mary.
Yeah, sure thing. So students completed a scholarship application. This is for the graduating seniors of the Stand and Deliver program. And then we obviously go through the application, select the winners, and now it is our honor and privilege to just announce who those winners are and just offer them a huge congratulations.
Congratulations to all of our Stand and Deliver scholarship recipients. Well deserved. They earned it, and those dollars are going to really good use. These kids are going to go to college. And Tony, for a lot of these young people, that scholarship doesn't pay for everything, obviously, but it makes a difference. Talk about that.
It makes a difference, you know, and I speak from experience. I have 3 adult children who went to college, and no matter what, there's a small gap or there's a large gap, and every dollar, you know, helps to fill that gap. And these students have they showed us that they were college ready, and that's really why they got the scholarships. They wrote about how something that they believed in strongly, and then how, if implemented, that would impact the world 20 years from now. So we knew when we read their essays that they were ready.
Yeah, that's leadership. Real quick, Tony, set up this last presentation. When we select, I shouldn't say we because the team is really involved, and you know, I'm the leader when they do the work, and I help raise the money. But the reality is, I repeat myself, it's Mary and Tony and a great team that run this every day. But Tony, when we're selecting this final performer, it's got to be pretty special, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. You know, different every year, but we really want to leave the audience or the viewers with something to think about, with a young person who is who hits at the heart and who hits at the mind at the same time. So hopefully that is what we have done, and hopefully you will enjoy and learn from it.
And Mary, I gotta tell you, as Tony lays that out so powerfully, how many times we've been in that room, often in Nanina's, before that at the at NJ PAC, other places we've been. What's it like? That final performer usually does tug at the heartstrings of people, delivers an emotional, powerful presentation. It moves people not just off out of their seats and onto their feet, but tears flow.
Yeah, tears, goosebumps, every emotion under the sun. And it's just truly an honor to be in the presence of the greatness of these young adults. And then just knowing that they're really just at the beginning of their journey and just wishing them well. And I'm just so proud of each and every one of the performers and really excited for everyone to see our final performer today.
And this is, in fact, the final performance of the 2021 21st annual Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence. Yes, it's virtual, but it's no less powerful. Let's check it out.
Good evening. My name is Xavier Jordan. I am a senior at Arts High School, and today I will be performing an original piece entitled Forms. I feel stuck. I feel stuck genuinely. like nobody could help me in my circumstance. See, it's a circle. And the other end always comes back to you no matter what you do. Keep a few in your circle, because many try to escape. Maybe you should let them escape. They feel stuck helping you. It's really a time period where one can feel like a burden because they're helping you, seeking that you return the favor because in that very moment, they were your savior. To make a circle, you must get to where you started from. Now I understand why so many are closed with heavy outlines that never end. I'm just looking for an opening. Let me in, let me in. I want to know what's happening to the minds that confine to these forms. Social norms. I'm white, I'm straight, I'm gay, I'm black. Why should society care anyway? To raise a child, society does first. Bring me down at my worst, conflicted on who you are, labels that define who you are. You use others' experiences, yet you never experienced this. Now, this is the label that you claim you is. Remember, labels, a manifestation, a distinguish between living and non-living. Maybe you can't think outside the box because you was never inside the box. Maybe you was 2D, see, never could understand the reality of your dreams or your self-worth. So you fall flat and hold back to what's important to you because something's telling you what to do, what to believe, or that you can't achieve. They'll never understand the pain until you bleed. Never happy until there's a bullet in your head and you're lying there dead. Remember? Forms. I'm sure you do. It's used to seclude all of you. Forms. Labels. It's the norms of oppression. It's to hide all confessions, conflicted by social peer pressure. So to these ideas, one conforms to these norms. But I'm here to inform that it is I that encourages you to break the norm, that's sworn to challenge that life is a free platform in which you perform self-expression. That is the ultimate progression to one's identity. That leads, that breaks social construct with authenticity, and which leads to forms of freedom and liberty. Thank you.
So there it is. That is the 21st annual Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence. Virtual, yes, but hopefully we made a connection with you. So to Mary and to Tony, and by the way, let's thank again all of our workshop leaders, please.
Yes, thank you to the workshop leaders for your hard work and dedication. You know, many of our workshop leaders actually came up through the Stand and Deliver program. And sometimes we find them when we're talking to principals at schools looking for workshop leaders, or we'll get a call. I used to be in Stand and Deliver. I just graduated from college, and can I come back? And so many of our workshop leaders came through the program. That's how much they love it.
It's pretty awesome. And I will say this, I'll be somewhere, wherever, especially when we're out and about, someone will say, you know, Mr. Adebato, or you know, if they're old enough, they call me Steve. I was in the Stand and Deliver program. And there's nothing like it because they'll tell you what it did for them. So Mary, final comments from you before we wrap things up.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening virtually. It was just a pleasure watching all these performances. We hope you enjoyed them as well. And hopefully we will be back together in person next year. But this was definitely the next best thing. And thank you so much for joining us.
You got it. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the electronic ad journal. But most especially right now, thank you to Mary Gamba and Tony Richardson for making all of this possible. On behalf of the entire Stand and Deliver team, we just say thank you. Best to you and your families. And I promise you, if we can, we'll see you in person next year.